Before TimeLine Theater Company even opened its first production, the Chicago Tribune took notice of the company's mission in a feature that said they're gambling on history, betting they can find a niche for themselves by specializing in history plays, and unsettling ones at that. Time and the vagaries of history will tell. Now, after 15 years, 50 productions, and 46 Jeff Awards, TimeLine is still making history and has plenty yet to say.
"15 years ago, six artists from DePaul University got together, and I presented the group with this idea to start a theater company based around the mission of history. How do we make history present? How do we make looking back help where we are today or help take us into the future?"
Building a not-for-profit arts organization from the ground up seemed terrifying, but it also seemed exhilarating.
Most theater companies start by producing a play, and then they figure out everything else that needs to be there to support it. TimeLine started with a foundation and then built plays on top of that.
That meant spending an entire year before we actually produced a play.
We did always have an eye to the future. We took that seriously, and we took building that foundation seriously.
We had $300 in the bank and no prospects other than passion. And while not nearly enough people saw our first show, I think every person who walked in and saw this new company called TimeLine walked out saying, wow, there are some ambitious ideas at play here.
I first got involved with TimeLine in 1999. It was Gaslight. It was the third production of TimeLine. It was clear that there was just a tremendous amount of preparation and thought that went into just getting started with the production. Frankly, that was something that I hadn't seen.
I think the way this organization has been grown has been with extreme care and very thoughtful evolution.
I was introduced to TimeLine about 12 years ago. There was a group of impassioned people that were very clear about what they wanted to do and what they wanted to put on stage and the stories that they wanted to tell. And they have never wavered for a second.
One of the wonderful things about watching TimeLine over the last 15 years has been seeing its continuous, steady, progressive growth. Every single production that I see at TimeLine raises the bar significantly higher. There's always some huge progression, something that takes the conversation forward.
There's this incredible desire to do great art and to welcome in artists to do great art.
This is one of the most reliable theater tickets in the city.
You've got a theater that has, I think, 100-something seats, and a national publication, the Wall Street Journal, names it the Theater of the Year. I mean, I don't know where that happens. The same year you have Chicago Magazine Best Theater, and then the American Theater Wing Award.
We always ask why. Why this play? Why now? And what can this bring to our audience that they are not going to get somewhere else?
I think that there is a real desire to entertain, but I also think that there is great care taken in choosing something that is going to be relevant and is going to resonate.
It's like Act 3 for our audience. They hope to walk out of our theater with things to talk about.
In addition to TimeLine being in conversation with history, it's in conversation with the community, and you feel that very strongly in this theater.
One of the most exciting aspects of TimeLine Theater right now is our growing education program.
We try to have the same conversations with Chicago Public School students that we have with our audience.
Those students are actually coming to the plays. They are reading the plays and they're acting scenes from the plays in their classes, and then they are discovering and looking at all of the issues surrounding those plays.
When you see a great theater like TimeLine, a theater company that is so consistently providing a vital and important artistic message to its audiences, you recognize the potential for this company to grow, to move beyond its current bounds.
Through the years, TimeLine's audience base has grown so steadily and exponentially. It just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing. Our subscriber base is the same thing.
We have had a magical ride at our space on Wellington Avenue. We are bursting at the seams in that building.
It can't actually provide enough seats for all the audiences that wish to see their shows.
As TimeLine grows, I hope that we can have a home that supports our artistic ambitions.
I look back over all these years and I just see kind of a continuation of a grand plan that got started 15 years ago. The interesting thing, the irony of it all, is that there's something that has never changed about this company.
One of the things in my life that I am most proud about is having been part of building a place that provides an artistic outlet to great talent.
The six of us tried to create the company that every artist wanted to work for and every audience member wanted to have a ticket to. It seemed like such a far-fetched dream back in 1997, and I look at where TimeLine is in 2012, and I think we did it. We're not done, but we've done what we set out to do.
I just think that the future is kind of limitless right now.
This theater is really, really good.
It's an unbelievably exciting place to come to work every day. I don't know how to say it any simpler than that.